My question is about global warming. Do you think global warming has an effect on our food today, and that's possibly why we're experiencing shortages? And what do you plan to do about that, sir?
I think global warming is real. I'll be glad to, climate change is real. I'll be glad to continue this debate, and I think it's a legitimate debate. There are people who have honestly held views on the other side of this issue. But I believe that, as Tony Blair once said, suppose that climate change, there's no such thing, and yet we adopt green technologies and reduce greenhouse gas emissions and eventually bring them under control. Then all we've done is handed our kids a cleaner planet. But suppose we are right, those of us that believe that climate change is real, and we do nothing. And then what kind of a planet do we hand our children and our grandchildren? The answer is very obvious. I am convinced, contrary to the belief of many people, that when we develop nuclear, solar, a battery that'll take a car 100 miles, hybrid, hydrogen, all of the green technologies which will reduce greenhouse gas emissions and eliminate our dependence on foreign oil, then it will be an economic boon for America. It will help America's economy because the innovation, whenever there's innovation throughout history, prices come down. So I reject in the strongest terms this thesis that if we adopt green technologies and we develop them and we do what's necessary to eliminate our dependence on foreign oil and reduce and eliminate greenhouse gas emissions, then I think it's good for our economy. Look at the environmental effects of some of the problems we have already. And how much is the cost there? Look at the pollution problems and the environmental problems that they have in China today and in India. And I am convinced, with everything I know, that we can develop the innovative technology because we have the best worker in the world. And I would point out again what I said earlier. Change is hard, my friends. Change is hard, but we must change. We must change. When I went down to South Carolina during the primary, and I told my friends in South Carolina, the old textile mills aren't coming back. And yet, BMW plant came there, and a Michelin plant came there, and there's businesses and industries locating in South Carolina today, and if a business will locate there, the state government will train their workers for them. That's change, and that's good change, and we got to have that change, and we can't be resistant to change. We can't go back to the old ways. We got to go forward, and one of the primary ways of doing that, the best way I know of doing it, is adapt to the compelling challenges that the nation and the world face, and that's our dependence on foreign oil and the issue of climate change. There's a nexus between them. And I'm confident that it'll be the best thing over time for America's economy rather than anything that might be harmful to it. Yes, ma'am.